Hey everybody, Cinephile Mike here, your friendly neighborhood cinephile, and this is episode 14 of Oscar Rewind 2024 edition, my bi-weekly series of videos where I look at films that reflect the work of this past year's Oscar nominees and winners. My hope with these videos is that you will rediscover an old favorite, or maybe you'll discover something new. So many good films out there to see. As always, these reviews are spoiler free, so don't be afraid to watch this before or after you see the film. But remember, I'm also going to give you all the insights and dirt on its awards season run, its critical information, and box office in case you're looking for those films that hit that dollar mark. Today, I'm discussing 20th Century Fox and the Weinstein Company's Philomena, co-written by Steve Coogan and Jeff Pope, based on Martin Sixsmith's The Lost Child of Philomena Lee, and directed by Stephen Frears, the film was released in the fall of 2013. During the film's theatrical release, the film made a total of $100,129,872, with $37,709,979 coming from the domestic box office and the remaining $62,419,893 coming from the international box office. Now, on Rotten Tomatoes, the film is almost aligned between the two, with the film having a critical rating of 91% and an audience score of 89%. So, let's talk Philomena. Philomena lands on Rewind this season as a result of its cinematography. Yes, the varied captured settings of England, Ireland, and America, specifically Washington, D.C., were all shot by cinematographer Robbie Ryan, is why we're here. Ryan received his second nomination this year for Best Cinematography for the unique camera angles that he used to shoot Yorgos Lanthimos' Poor Things. Philomena itself had quite an awards season run back in 2014. The film was nominated for 4 Oscars: Best Picture of the Year, Best Actress for Judi Dench in the lead role of Philomena. Coogan and Pope were nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay, and Alexandre Desplat earned his sixth Oscar nomination for Best Original Score. It was nominated for 4 BAFTAs: Best British Film, Best Actress for Dench, and it won Best Adapted Screenplay for Coogan and Pope. It had 4 British Independent Film Award nominations: Best British Independent Film, Best Screenplay, Best Actress, and Coogan was nominated for Best Actor. 2 Critics' Choice Award nominations for Best Actress and Best Screenplay. 3 Golden Globe nominations for Best Motion Picture Drama, Best Actress, and Best Screenplay. And 1 SAG Award nomination for Dench for Best Actress. What is Philomena about? Well, it is based on the events of Philomena Lee, who, when she was a young, smiling girl at 18, a young Irish Catholic girl, she meets a devilishly, dashingly handsome man at a carnival, and things happen, and she becomes impregnated. Now, her family, very religious and shameful, send her to the Sean Ross Abbey in Rosscray, Ireland, where she, like many other young unwed mothers, are provided care by the nuns at the abbey. But this does not come without its payments, the understanding being, as Philomena will explain, you either had to pay £100 to be released, or you would have to work for 4 years and give back that time, where for 7 days a week, Philomena worked in the laundry department, doing the laundry for the Abbey. Now, the Abbey will also provide care for the children. However, they will also allow the children to be adopted if it turns a profit for the Abbey without the consent of the mothers. And this is what happens to Philomena. With no control of the situation, her son is given away, or you could say sold, for adoption to a family, and Philomena is not even allowed to say goodbye. And we will learn that she, like all of the other unwed mothers, did of their free will to be allowed to stay at an abbey, sign a contract that says you give up and relinquish all rights to contact or find out information about the child. But now, 50 years later, with not a day going by when Philomena hasn't thought about this, is trying to find answers and find her son. but is not having much success. Now, through a series of fortuitous events, Philomena's daughter, who's working as a waitress at an event, meets Martin Sixsmith, played by Coogan, a journalist who has recently lost his position within the British government, and she tells him Philomena's story. And Martin, looking for work, eventually agrees and gets hired by another publication to focus on these life interest stories. He meets Philomena and agrees to help her find her son, as this will be his next big story. Initially, there's some pushback from Martin to do this, but he agrees this might be the thing he needs to do for his career or write his book on Russian history. So, agreeing, he and Philomena will go on a journey to find Philomena's son, Anthony, that will take them to back to the Abbey at Ross Cray and overseas to Washington, D.C., where old secrets, conspiracies, and other mitigating factors provide the basis of our film to see if Philomena will be reunited with her first child. And without want of spoiling too much, I think I'm going to leave it there. Philomena is interesting because the film serves several purposes at once. Not only does it paint a unique character study for Martin and Philomena as they're going on their journey, it will also force them to deal with their views on the Catholic Church as an institution and the lengths that they will go to. Faith is called into question as they both uncover each piece of the mystery as they try to find Anthony, who would now be about 50 years old. However, despite the heaviness of this topic, Coogan and Pope craft many moments of humor in their script, and the chemistry between Coogan and Dench is absolutely endearing and delightful. Dench's Philomena, as an older woman, she just can't help but run her mouth about all of the wondrous things that she's seeing, whether she's talking about the wonderful free drinks on the plane or the fact that it's so incredible that she has two bathrobes in her hotel room. Even a cute scene when they're traveling and she summarizes an entire book to Martin. And then when she says, "Would you like to read it?" he says, "Well, I feel like I already have." And it's these moments of levity that the film needs to keep it moving. And these are nice juxtapositions too. And I want to highlight one supporting performance by Barbara Jefford, who plays Sister Hildegard, one of the nuns who interacted with Philomena when she was 18 and again now, almost 70, being one of the nuns who played her part in Anthony's adoption. And she presents a rather unlikable villain and provides the sole disillusionment that people like Sixsmith have been dealing with. And it's looking at what they deem as the hypocrisy of the Catholic Church as an institution. The film is unique in that it solves the mystery almost halfway through the film. And yet, right when you think that that's it, where is it going to go? They give you a whole other set of details to follow. And because he's the reason I bring it here, I want to talk about how Robbie Ryan's cinematography captures all of this beautifully. In those moments of happiness, we see how brightly everything is illuminated. And when things are not so great, we see those shadows cast and the din where the story calls for it, and it absolutely helps to set that tone that we're looking for. In all, Philomena is a 4-star film for me. It's a joy to watch Dench. And even Coogan, if he's a little maybe too bigger than he needs to be at times for dramatic effect, again, as I said, their chemistry back and forth is very good, which will make you invest and engage with the film. So, how do you watch Philomena? Well, it is streaming exclusively on Max as of this recording. So that's where you go if you want to watch or rewatch this previous Oscar nominated Best Picture. So, there you have it. Hope everyone is enjoying Oscar Rewind. Please let me know. Is there a film that you're hoping that I'm going to get to this season? Let me know. Comment on it. Shoot me a message on social media. You never know. It might be in the books. Maybe you have one that I didn't even know to consider. And in honor of that, I will bring you on to review it with me. Let's talk cinema. It's great. You can follow me on all social media platforms, then on Letterboxd. Happy watching, everybody. And until next time, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.